Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Road to Adepticon 2014, and today is T-minus 60 days. That means you have 2 months to prepare, plan, paint your army, do whatever you need, because the days are dwindling down and it's getting closer and closer. Today I wanted to talk about what's going on at Adepticon, but before that, I wanted to give you an update on what I've been doing these past week, since the last video. A couple of days ago I actually played Malifaux again, the first time Malifaux 2nd edition, M2E. I had a blast. I felt alive. It was such a fun game that I remembered, so it wasn't much of a change. So I am looking forward to play Malifaux Story Encounter at Adepticon 2014. And I've also gotten to talk to Miranda, Wargamer Girl. We're gonna have a game of Malifaux. I believe she has a crew of Neverborn. I'm probably gonna be bringing my guild there because I have limited space on how much miniatures that I can bring. So we'll see what we're gonna do. You can't really see my table or my desk over here. My paints are all out. I have 8 entries that I'm planning to enter. Last night I just finished the second one. It's actually in matte code right now. First one's already done. I have sort of like 5 more that's half painted, and then 1 more that's completely just assembled. Yes, I am a masochist. I like to torture myself in doing certain things like that. But hey, it's a motivation for me to paint, and you know, it pushes me through my limit that I want to do better and better in painting. So far so good. Now let's get back to the main topic. What's going on at Adepticon? We talked about the budgeting part. We've also talked about how to carry your miniatures to the con. But what is going on at Adepticon? Adepticon is not the largest convention with our stuff, like, because Gen Con is probably the largest with board games, miniature games, and any type of games, I guess. Sometimes they even have video games in there. But Adepticon is the largest miniature related con. Last year I think they hit up about 5,000 people, 5,000 attendees, and I don't know, maybe this year they hit another record. They go past that 5,000. But from my understanding is any games, board games or role playing or whatever that has miniature involved is invited to go to Adepticon. Like, you know, you can go do it. But it is more mini-centric, and I like that a lot more. I've never been to Gen Con, but when I asked a lot of the people that went to Gen Con, they said that it's so huge, but the miniature part, it's not that huge. And you get overwhelmed by that, but it's not as fun because it's not as close-knit as Adepticon. So, Adepticon is more miniature related. And let's start off with a couple of the people that I know who are going this year versus last year. So I know Simon, Cool Mini or Not, are going again because they are the host for Crystal Brush, and they have a huge booth there, and they have like little booths here and there to introduce their new games. Like last year it was Guilds of Cabwalan and Zombicide. And whatever news that they have, like new Super Dungeon Explorer or stuff like that, they usually kind of announce it there. And last year they kind of worked with Robotech, if I'm not wrong. I think this year they're going to talk about Chaos Ball for sure, because Chaos Ball is going to be shipped soon in February. I'm excited to get, you know, a copy of that soon. And then we also have Forge World. Forge World confirmed that they're coming again. So if you have any orders, you can also just email them with the title Adepticon 2014 order or something like that, and then they'll basically bring you the items, the ones that you ordered. I don't know if you're saving shipping costs or not, because I've never ordered anything from Forge World. I don't know if they're gonna charge, because I have no interest in ordering any of the Forge World stuff right now because they're way too expensive. And then I know Battleform is going to be there. They have a huge booth, and last year they actually was promoting Wild West Exodus. Cool miniatures, pretty cool game. I'm kind of about it because I don't know a lot of people played it. It's a little too Malifaux-y for me, and it's a new game that people trying to test. And it's, instead of cards, they use D10. You know, they just change the name, a couple of names around. But one thing that's really cool is the way that the story progresses. It's through the comic book. So whatever the writer writes in the comic book, the fluff goes along with it. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then last year also Impact Miniature was there. I don't know if they're coming this year or not. They sell a lot of alternative models for a lot of different games, like for example Blood Bowl. Unfortunately, they didn't have the Blood Bowl team that I wanted, so hopefully this year they'll have it. A lot of MDF terrain people were there. There's also Mercs. Mercs is pretty big. I mentioned Robotech. And then Jeremy Bonamontabole. I don't know how you pronounce his name, so I probably butchered it. He has a store called Figon.fr, and he opened up his store over there, and he's just selling stuff at a discount, and you're not paying shipping. The weird thing is he actually does the exchange rate in French, like talking to himself in front of you. So you don't know how much discount you're getting. He just calculated in his head while mumbling stuff in French, I'm assuming numbers, and then he tells you the total at the end. And then we also have Privateer Press, of course, and we have Malifaux has their own room as well. And then historical people. They're all scattered in a lot of different places, so I can kind of give you an idea of what to look for. Once you get into the hotel, the Westin in Lombard, to the left you'll see a hallway. That's where Badger Booth's usually at, and I know the people from a couple of MDF terrain people are there. Lathan Burn In Design, he was there. He had a booth. And then this year we're going to have Justin from Arcane Miniatures or Arcane Fireworks, or I forgot the company's name because there's no site yet. So we've been just talking on Google Hangout. He said that he has some surprises. We'll be sharing also a long booth with Mini Wargaming, I believe, and WGC Badger. Badger has con prizes, not prizes. So if you wanted to buy Badger stuff on a discount, go there. Meet Ken. He's a great guy. He's the nicest guy. One of the nicest guys that I've ever met. And then a little bit further, you'll see on the corner there's a Secondhand Shop that sells stuff not in baggies now, instead of, sometimes they do have it in boxes and they're still new, not new in box, but some bits have been cut out and stuff. So you got to know what to find on the deal. Now, to the right of that hallway is the Grand Ballroom, the main ballroom for 40K. That gaming goes on almost 24 hours there. I went in there once and I didn't really like it. It's just way too many people, and everyone there is like on super competitive mode. It's scary to get in there. You piss people off, a riot probably. Now, let's get back to the door. Once you go in, if you go look at the lobby, to the left of it, there is going to be the registration booth. That's where you get your badges. To the right is the elevator. You go a little bit further where the lobby is. To the right of the lobby, you will see a small area with couches, and you'll see a display case. That's, at least last year, that's where they put it. That's where the crystal brush is. That's where you hand in all your stuff. Now, this is where it gets, kind of snaky. You go more towards the right, and there's a hallway, and then there's rooms to the left and to the right of it. On the first right, I believe it was a fantasy room, the Warhammer fantasy room. Same feeling as the 40K, but the fantasy room, I like how everyone has their own like huge display boards, and they're all painted, because to play in a Adepticon tournament you need to have your models painted, and some of them are really, really good. Like James Wapple models last year was like crazy good. I believe he won best painted for that whole entire tournament. And then next to that room, same side on the right, is the dealer room. That's where I described you who was there, what was selling what. I believe that's a nerd trap. Careful with your money in that room, because every booth you might want to buy something. Oh, before I forget, there is a bits bin that you can buy $5 worth of bits, as much as you can fit in a baggie. There's a small bag, there's a larger bag, a medium bag, and there's a large bag. I believe Van, that was his way moment over there. Like he went all out on the bits, because he loved converting stuff, and he just stuffed a lot of bits in there. So get in there early, because that's when all the bits are there. I'm planning to get there as fast as possible before my next Wonder game. Now continue on to the other side of the hallway. On the first room to the left, you'll see the War Machine. That's Privateer Press stuff. It's an entire room full of, display. There's a display case with all the new Privateer Press models, and people are just playing War Machine in there. Now, if you keep going further, on the left side, on the back actually, there's no main door from the hallway. You gotta go inside another like T section. That's where the Malifaux room is. Most of the time I'm probably going to be there because I got a couple of games to get, and, and then I'm also in the Malifaux store encounter, so I'm going to be there. That's about it as far as the big rooms, but in the hallways there's always going to be small booths, smaller game companies trying to promote their games. And you can do demos. Like last year there was Deep Wars and there was something Blades. Free Blades? Savage Blades? Something Blades. I forgot. And also the other side of the T section, that's where they had the Star Trek game that I missed. The huge Star Trek game. Now those are the con attendees, like the booth, like the businesses that trying to promote. Now what else is going on in Adepticon? There's a lot of tournaments, a lot of, the games that you play. I think even Flames of War have tournaments, Bold Action, I believe. Infinity, Malifaux, Blood Bowl, 40K, Fantasy. Maybe this year this year they have Dark Age and Wrath of Kings tournament. So I'm looking forward for those, and a bunch of other tournaments. So there's competition everywhere. There's also the painting competition, the Crystal Brush, which is $10,000 prize, the first prize, and then $3,000 and $2,000. That's for the overall winner. And the quality of the competition is amazing. If you've seen pictures in the magazines of, I don't know, white dwarfs and stuff, these are even better than those. These are crazy people painting. And then there's classes. The classes are almost all gone, I believe. Like some of the classes that I wanted to go to went out of stock in like less than an hour, like 30 minutes or less. And the connection to get in to purchase anything was so hard, so it's really hard to get into classes, but I managed to get into one class. But they teach you a bunch of different stuff by different people, like Weathering by Justin from Secret Weapon. And then Meg Maples is teaching her two brush blending. And I forgot who else is teaching, but it's good. Last year, Les actually teach how to airbrush stuff. Those classes are really fun, and you get to meet people, and you get to meet the artists that, inspired you. And they actually teach you the technique and how they did it. So it was good. So try to get into those classes if there's any availability right now. Sometimes people back out in the last minute and you can always re-register it. Aside from the classes, there's also raffles. Throughout the entire con, you can buy raffle tickets at the registration booth. And at the end of, I think it was on Sunday, like a couple of hours before the con actually ends, they do a raffle for everything. Last year, the big prize was an entire Chaos Army. I forgot. I think it was World Eaters. It was painted by some company as a charity, and then the big winner gets to get that whole entire, like, 2,000 point army or something. It's crazy how much that's worth. Probably $3,000 worth. It's like one of the other prizes are a whole set of Minitaire paint. One of my friends actually won that, and a bunch of other stuff like templates, dice, t-shirts. They just keep raffling a lot of stuff throughout, I think, Sunday. So look forward for that. The tickets, I believe, are $1 each, and I believe there's a bundle promo, like where you buy X amount, you get more tickets that way, I think. Now, on Friday and Saturday nights, there's usually industry party. Last year, Screaming Heretics actually had a party. It's a semi-secret party. They call it the industry party because you have to be a friend of a friend who know where the room is. I got pulled in by Jay, who got pulled in by somebody else last year. And they lasted like 3-4 o'clock. They rented out like 1 or 2 rooms, open it up, and then everyone just have fun in there, like, drink, talk, network, whatever you want to do. I haven't contacted Screaming Heretics. I don't think I'm allowed to actually publicly say where the room is this year. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what room they're gonna get this year. But we met them last year and it was pretty fun. They're pretty crazy. The Screaming Heretic girls are like pretty loud, and one of the guys that I met actually played Mordheim, so I get to talk to him a lot. I heard rumors that there's gonna be a WGC party. I can't confirm it. I don't know where it is. It's just chatters here left and right. There's a lot of things that you don't know that's going on the background. Now, the main part of why I'm going to Adepticon is to hang out with my friends. A lot of them are going, a lot of WGC producers, and the members. There's roughly, I've counted about 35 people that's going. This is including UK, everywhere from the US. Anima Warforged was supposed to come from Australia, but he couldn't make it anymore because he had some emergency that he had to take care of, and the money goes to there. So I was looking forward to meet him. But we can always see each other online. But there's a lot of people that I know who are going, and I believe if I went there by myself and not knowing anyone there, I don't think I would have as much fun as going there and knowing the people. So, you know, make friends. go start talking to people online and make friends, because, you know, you get to meet a lot of different people with the same hobby. I mean, you guys might not like the same game, but almost all the process of miniature gaming, like assembling and everything else and painting it, they're all the same. They're tiny toy soldiers that we paint and we play with. So if you meet more people that talks about the same thing, imagine 5,000 people that has the same hobby and they're in one huge area. I mean, one thing you have to watch out though, once you walk in the hotel, you know, if you walk into the, like, your local game store, you smell that funk. Once you walk into that hotel, 5,000 people. So think about it. That's the only thing that I don't really like, because it's like someone slapped you in the face. Like, here's the gamer's funk, boom. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do at Adepticon. I know my video is getting longer and I have to cut this short. But yes, I am looking forward to meet you guys at Adepticon 2014, and I'm pretty sure all the other WGC people are looking forward to meet you guys too. So see you there. This is Mars. Bye.